How's it going, guys? We are back with another video here. Now, this is going to be a video that could be controversial. I hope you guys don't yell at me. Again, this is just potential stuff, alright? Like I said, please don't yell at me. I understand, like, some people are going to be like, oh my god, Henreek, you cost me this, or you did that, you did that. Listen, these are just potential investments in fantasy hockey players that I think could be good. Don't 100% buy it and expect it to be paying off for you, okay? These are risky. There's risk involved with this. It's with any investment in real life. I mean, there's going to be always risk. So, you know, definitely don't yell at me if you can. That would be much appreciated. I'm going to go through every card, every fantasy card, and then what I think of them, if they're worth their, you know, potential value, and all that good stuff. So, listen. Please bear with me, guys. Please bear with me. There's 24 that's been released right now. I don't think they're going to release any more because the season's literally going to start. So it'd probably be weird to do that. The season starts tomorrow. That's really why I want to make this video now, because obviously it gives you some time before the season starts to buy some cards if you're going to buy them. And here we go, guys. So without further ado, let's start it off. Jacob Slavin, 85 overall edition, okay? So what I'm actually going to be doing is showing their stats as well, like their career stats, really, and the really trajectory they're on. So we're going to look at Slavin here, and you know, his card right now, balance shutdown. It's definitely not the worst card in the game, but you know, he's a card that's 6'3", 205. That you know, it's obviously nice. Don't get me wrong, like it's a decent little card, but he would need a decent amount of upgrades before his card became, you know, pretty usable. So let's look at the hockey reference right now for Jacob Slavin. So he had 6 goals in 68 games last year. His career high is 8, guys. He got that 2 years in a row in 82 games. So let's put it like this, guys. More than likely, unless Slavin has like a Paul Coffey type season, Slavin's not scoring more than like 4 goals probably. Let's be honest, 5 maybe. But that's about it. So a +5 of this card is really not worth the investment. I don't know what its price is right now. I mean, it's all, I mean, right now he's 225k. Like, that's not, like, okay. Like, I mean, like, it's 225k for probably a card that's going to be 90 overall in May. So, I mean, it's kind of like, what's the point? I don't recommend Slavin. Burns, another one. Not a fan. He's got heart and soul, so bad synergies right away. 80 speed. I know Burns scores a lot of goals. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna see Burns' stats obviously in a second, but remember, speed's different this year too. So a +1, like if he gets a goal, it's a half a speed. So not a +1 to his speed, but it's a +1 to everything. All right, besides I think except for acceleration and speed, this is what he doesn't get a boost on. So yeah, he scores a decent amount of goals every year, but the problem is, guys, the problem is, you know, is he gonna be? The only way Burns can become worth it is if he gets, like, honestly 10 or 12 goals, probably, for it to be, like, a realistic, like, good card. And even that, a +10 would only get him the 85 speed, so, and we'll distribute 88 speed. It's not terrible, I suppose, but Burns' stats, as you can see, he scored 12 goals in 70 games last year, so, I mean, it's 56 this year, right? So, figure he's probably going to score, like, 10, maybe? That's being a little generous, maybe? I know he scores a lot of goals typically, but his last 3 seasons, he hasn't really done much. I mean, I know he had the 29, that one season, 27 that year as well. But I wouldn't really expect Burns to score much more than that, you know. So that's the only thing. I would say Burns is not really a good investment. Pietrangelo with barrage and shutdown. I mean, not the worst synergies by any means, but another one that I don't think Pietrangelo really scores that much. D-men are really tough. Actually does score a lot of goals. I mean, my bad. I take that one back. Pietrangelo, 6'3", 210. Burns, again, definitely is not worth the investment. I feel like his coins are, yeah, 355k. I don't think that's really worth it. That won't be worth it for a while. Pietrangelo is decent, though. You know, he can get a pretty good card at some point, but again, he scored 16 goals in 70 last year. So essentially, you could kind of like assume he's going to score like 10 or 12. I don't think this is worth the investment as well. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I don't think any defensemen are worth the investment. I just really don't. Call me crazy. Pionk is another one. He's a distributor. That's kind of cool. But, I mean, to be honest, is he really going to be lighting a lamp and scoring so many goals this year? I don't think so. I really don't. He had 6 goals in 71 games last year. Was he going to score 5 maybe again this year? So, I mean, I don't really trust Pionk, you know, to be worth it for you guys. So, don't buy Pionk. Vince Dunn as well. He's got Swarm and Passing Playmaker, which is definitely not bad. Those are not bad sins at all. But again, you run into the problem, guys. You run into the problem that, how many goals is Vince Dunn going to score? A D-man, especially in a shortened season, you can't expect it to be a stunning amount of goals. Vince Dunn, he's a player that, his career high. He had 9 goals last year. Actually, sorry, 12 goals the year before. Great season there. But again, can you expect him to score at least 10, And the investment you're making is for him to eventually be that, right? And by the time he's a high overall, there'll be a lot of good cards. So there's really not... The thing is, these cards are very rare, and I don't think they're worth the investment, a lot of these cards. So Pulock is another one. He scores a decent amount, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if Pulock is another one with the synergies as well. It'll take a bit. So he scored 10 goals in 68 games last year. He scored 10 goals twice in his career, actually in 68 games as well, in 17-18. But I don't think that Pulock is worth the investment as well. I just don't see it. I really, really don't. His value's not really where you want it to be. So, I don't know, 200K bid right now. I think you're actually on some good stuff, to be honest. If you're betting on that, all right. So, Justin Schultz is our next one right here, and Justin Schultz, speedster synergy makes it a usable card already. So, I don't know. He doesn't score a lot of goals. I'll be honest. Recently, he hasn't scored a lot of goals. Schultz. He had that one season with the Penguins where he scored 12 right here, as you can see. But other than that, he's been really banged up a lot as well. So, that's another tough thing. Schultz, you probably can expect, if he stays healthy, to probably score at least 5 or 6 this year, which is definitely good because that makes his card, nice. It does. But what is he going for? It's a real question. What is he going for? 335K. It's excessive. It's way too much. I think I really do. So no for that. Coyle with Barrage and Light the Lamp here. Listen, he's on a good team. Typically the Bruins are usually a good team, so he'll get good ice time as well. He scores. It looks like about 20 goals a season. It looks like the last 2 seasons he would have scored 20. Or sorry, actually he wouldn't have. I'm reading this wrong. Well, actually, yeah, so he just got to the Bruins. So actually, my bad. I read that wrong. Guys, Charlie Coyle's another one. You probably can expect him to get like 15 at most. There's literally no way. Coyle's really not like a goal scorer by any means. So I wouldn't really go crazy about this card either. And as it is, his speed's way too low. He would need a lot of upgrades. Ronick, he's not bad. He's got a workhorse, but the investment, is it worth it? I don't think so, because, again, guys, you need to understand, D-men are RNG for scoring goals. They can even either have a really, really good season, or they're going to have just a very average season. And a shortened season, I would not expect a lot of goals as well. Unless he was an 86 or 87, I would not look at this card and be like, wow. 80 speed, no, that's not it. I'm not even looking at the value. Now, personally, guys, when it comes to overall, it's a given. Joe Pavelski is probably the one that's, if it's going to cost you a lot, it's worth it, because Pavelski is going to score a lot of goals. For the most part, Pavelski is a goal scorer. I know 82 overall is not bad already, and let's be honest. Pavelski is going to be getting good minutes in Dallas, you got to assume. I know last year he had kind of a tough season, but I think the bubble he showed he still can play, and 14 goals, yeah, kind of a down season there, but 38 the year before. Pavelski is usually a good goal scorer, and you can pencil him in for usually at least 30 in a season, right, for the most part, outside of this year, and basically he got 30 in that year. So Pavelski is definitely a good bet to get you to a high overall. 84 speed already with distributor, get him 87. I personally think Pavelski's a good one to invest in if you do have the coins, and I'm sure he's going for a lot if he does appear in the market. So this is a bid right now. I'm not sure he's going to end up at, but these are rare cards as well. So I'm not expecting you guys to be like, oh, I can find it. There's some of them are very hard to find. So here's another one. Raquel, I think, is actually a very, very, very good option as well here, guys. Raquel is a young player, younger, 27 years old, and he's got Spark Synergy, 84 speed, and for value purposes, I think this could be a good card. Raquel, 309K. He's going to be playing in a division that is weaker for sure. The Sharks you already saw with Kane. It's not a good thing. So he's going to be out. Raquel, he scores a decent amount of goals a year. He's got to stay healthy. That's the other thing about him. He scored 33, 34, 18, 15 here. Again, the Ducks are not really the best team. Obviously, they're playing every team in the league at this point. So, it's going to be a little bit different playing against the same teams the whole year. And I think he could have some great success. So I think Raquel could be a good option here. I could see him going to a high overall. I really could. Moving on to Jake Allen. I don't really know the story of Jake Allen. Is he going to be starting? I mean, they have Carey Price, unless I'm wrong. It's based on wins for these fantasy cards and how they go up. So, Jake Allen, his career high in wins is 33. It's a +1 for every win. But is he going to really be playing that many games? I don't know. I mean, realistically, is he going to win more than like 15, even if he played like half the games, right? So, yeah, that's the thing about him. I don't know about Allen. Could be decent, but, not 85 aggression as well as what he has. That's not really what you want in a goalie. So, Jake Allen. And then here's another one, guys. Jeff Carter is a very intriguing one to me. He has Swarm and Howitzer. So, really nice synergies, all right? So, already his card's not looking too bad. Now, call me crazy, guys, but Jeff Carter, I mean, he's simply a pure goal scorer. I know he's not really in his prime anymore. I get that. I really, really do get that. But Jeff Carter simply is a guy that, I feel like he could put up a good season and a bounce-back season. And, he scored a lot of goals. He's got to stay healthy. That's the problem. He's got to stay healthy. And again, the same thing with Raquel. In a division where they're playing, each other like Ducks, Kings, he'll be scoring goals, Jeff Carter. He's not playing the Lightning, you know what I mean? So you got to understand that he could definitely be a good, good idea. I bought him for $275. I actually took a chance and I bought this Carter, guys. It's an investment. And every card, like I said, is an investment, guys, here. 311, I don't think that's that bad. I really don't. Call me crazy. I don't think it's that bad. Clayton Keller with the Swarm and Passing Playmaker synergy. Again, guys, Clayton Keller, he's on the market right now. If you're able to find these cards on the market, they're hard to find. They really are. But Keller's had like decent seasons. But I don't really see Keller. He's more of a playmaker, putting up a lot of goals. So I don't think Keller's really worth it, regardless. 17 goals in 70 games. I mean, obviously he'd score less than that in a 56-game season. So not a big fan of Keller. Simmons is intriguing a little bit because of obviously the Leafs. Look at they're playing him on like the power play or something. So I'm not sure what they're doing there. But that could be a decent value card. Obviously Simmons was a great goal scorer on the power play back in his prime. I don't know if he's really capable of doing that anymore. He was scoring 30 goals with the Flyers, 28, 32, 31. But he's definitely declined very quickly as well. He put up 1 goal with the Predators in 17 games, 8 goals in the whole 19-20 season. So not really the best game for Simmer, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, I would say Dylan Strom's another one that I don't see him scoring a lot of goals. I mean, he's more of a playmaker. And realistically, guys, Dylan Strome on a team that doesn't have Taves now anymore. I mean, he can get more ice time, don't get me wrong, but is he going to all of a sudden start putting up a 20-goal season in 56 games? I don't know. This is a pretty good look at this. 58 games played, 12 goals. So realistically, it can't be much different than that. So I feel like Dylan Strome is one that you want to avoid as well. Most of these you want to avoid. I feel like most of these cards are not good, but there's a few that you could maybe take a chance on. Vertanen, it could be a good card, but he's got to put up the numbers. He's got to put up the numbers, and that's the thing. He's got to put the numbers, and can Vertanen put up a lot of goals? That's something you gotta figure out. So 18 goals in 69 games played. Again, a lot of these guys aren't really putting up crazy numbers here. So Vertanen, yeah, he could be good, but he's probably going to score at most 10 goals and not going to do a 91 overall. And again, the speed is a problem too. Connor Brown, definitely a cool card, a funny card, I guess, but not really going to be doing too much for you. I mean, another one that's similar, he'll probably get like 10 to 12 goals. I mean, I can't imagine him getting more than that. And realistically, I mean, yeah, it'll be a decent card, but in like May, that's the problem. Are you guys willing to wait for these cards in May? Unless I feel like Carter could really have a bust out season. That's why I said Carter's a good one. Yeah, that's what I would say. Brown is not really anything special here. So, moving on to the next one here. James Neal, we all know what he did last year, but can you really expect him to do that again? I'd say no. I would not invest in James Neal unless he got really cheap. The only thing I'd say, guys, if you see some of these cards dropping like 5 games in, maybe take a chance and buy one for like cheap, but that's the only thing I'd say. I don't really see it being. There's just really not enough here that I can really say that would make me think Neal's worth the investment. I mean, I know he had the nice start last year, but guys, realistically, is James Neal going to put up all those numbers again? He started off so hot last year, and he really slowed down, really struggled. I'm sure he went like 10 games without goals and stuff like that. So Saros, again, I don't even know if he's a starter or not. You know, Barrage and Spark, I mean, not really. You know, he's 5'11". I don't want him to get this goalie ever. Sam Bennett, I mean, he's a good player, but you know, in the shortened season, how many goals is he going to really end up with? He had 8 goals in 52 games. I mean, what's he going to score? 10 maybe this year if you're lucky. Definitely don't recommend Bennett at all. Filipino, another one, kind of a wild card here. Howitzer and Heart and Soul. He's, you know, really struggled, I feel like, so far being in the NHL. You know, not really had the best, you know, career so far. To be fair, he's a young player. 21, definitely could turn it around though. 14 goals in 60 games, 6 games, not horrible, that's for sure. But I definitely think Hedel, you know, has higher expectations for himself. So that's what we got for Hedel. And then, of course, to me, the two best are definitely Eichel and Malkin for, like, obvious reasons. I mean, they're going to put up goals as long as they're healthy. Eichel will get to a 99 overall as long as he stays healthy. Well, I mean, realistically, yeah, he'll score, like, 20, 25 goals, 100%. Like, that shouldn't be a problem for Eichel. And the same thing for Malkin at 74 overall. He's, when healthy, a demon, a phenom out there. He's unreal. Swarman, wingman, not the worst energies either. Overall, these are just amazing cards to invest in because you know they're gonna get upgrades. It's patience though with these cards. It's patience. But if they have a slow start, you'll get rattled, and that's the problem. It's hard. Like the Taylor Hall last year, that didn't turn out too well. So it's risky, guys. These aren't common to find these cards, but to me, the best ones overall. If you're going to invest and you see them, you have a lot of coins. Malkin, Eichel. If you're looking to invest kind of cheap, Carter and maybe Raquel probably are the two I'd invest in. So, I mean, hopefully this helps you guys out. I mean, investing's risky always. I'm not saying these are 100% going to work out, but if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel here. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitch, Henreek. We're live there every single day. Simply subscribe. And follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, Henreek with 3 E's. Join the Discord to talk to me, followers, and subscribers of the channel. Use code Henreek for all G Fuel purchases for 10% off. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.